G'day, friends and fans, and welcome. Whoops, I got the wrong screen up, haven't I? G'day, friends and fans. Welcome to Tabletop News. I'm your host, the author, David Applegate. A brilliant author, of course. The Boyhood of Cain, Power Games, Into the Elsbound, and the Erotic Tales from the Hour, Part 1 and Part 2 out now. Part 3 is on its way. Right, we shall start with... I had a crash, so I wasn't able to bring you all the news, but I got most of it back up. I wanted to bring you a couple of updates on some previous Kickstarters. Let you know that some of them have finished and that some have been withdrawn. And sorry, I just couldn't load them all. Yeah, sorry about that. Sometimes you pick a Kickstarter and you think, this is going to be it. This is going to be a good one, something to track, something to get your teeth into, and no one cares. The Wild West one from last week, no one cared. Which is, do you know why? Is it over West Wild done? Is it too weird? I wonder. Yeah, sometimes genres do get overdone, and that happens. But I got all the bundle holding is up and running properly, and hopefully so is my stream. All right, so we'll start with the bundle holding. Mutants and Ninjas from January 2021, a role-playing game from Palladium Books. Palladium's a long history of role-playing games. Ninjas and Super Spies, After the Bomb, Cosmic China, and more. The starter collection starts at $12.95. These are all portable document files from Palladium Books, designed by the late Eric Wujcik. Amber Dice's Roleplaying. These are 80s Mutant Ninja RPGs, some of the finest produced by Palladium. I remember their Robotech. I had their Robotech game. Yeah. And they still hold up very fine today, actually. These revived offers gives you a chance to own your own ninjas. And it's standout companion Mystic China. Now, for $12.95, you get the starter collection in this revived edition. This is the complete Ninjas and Super Spies revised book, rulebook from 1990. After the Bomb, second edition, about a Holocaust Earth ruled by intelligent animals. A Road Warrior sourcebook, Roadhogs, and 5 issues of Palladium's in-house magazine, The Rifter. Yeah, Palladium Thrift is, very, very good. However, pay above the threshold price of $28.75, you level up, which gives you the entire bonus collection with 13 more titles worth an additional $158. This gives you Mystic China. This alone is enough to warrant leveling up, but also you get some supplements for After the Bomb and 4 more issues of The Rifter with articles on ninjas and super spies. Palladium Books is now owned by Kevin Seimba and Palladium Books Incorporated. For more information, see Beyond the Bundle subreddit. Okay, Bundle of Rolling. Official blog bundle, Beyond the Bundle, or the official subreddit Bundle of Holding, one word. All right. Starter collection. Ninjas and Super Spies, Martial Arts Masters, Supernatural Predators, and Espionage. 40 different martial arts described here. You can create dozens of different types of master fighters, tough enough to take on the average superhero. 4 dozen mystic abilities and gadgets, gimmicks, super vehicles, bionics, covert agencies, secret identities, and more. Alrighty. After the bomb, America's been torn apart in a brutal catastrophe of war, plague, and nuclear winter, known as the Big Death. It's now populated by mostly intelligent mutant animals. Most surviving humans have worked hard to help the animals, establishing schools, factories, and government for the new order. But all the evil that humans are capable of have been concentrated into the powerful empire of humanity. All hail humanists. Those who know. All right, moving on. We have a functional nuclear fusion power plant, advanced technology, a loyal canine nation, blind to their madness, and a huge slave labor force. The Empire's a strong force in the world. Worse, the Empire loudly threatens to exterminate all the intelligent animals. You must work to safeguard your fellow mutant animals from the Empire by searching the ruins of lost civilization for artifacts of power and knowledge. Nuclear weapons! Roadhogs. This sounds fun. The West Coast after the bomb. Hey, after cleaning out California, it's actually turned into a cool place where there's the condor, the hummingbird, roadrunner, Gila monster, kangaroo rat, and a few more species, including a whale. New vehicles allows you to create your own wheeled juggernaut and take on the open highway for road combat. It's a precursor to Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, one of the very interesting Palladium RPGs. Maybe that one will pop up soon, hopefully. The Rifter. These are 5 issues covering mutants and ninjas and others parts of this collection. Level up, which I recommend you do, you get Mystic China. Mystic China as you've never dreamed. The claimed source book for ninjas, super spy, conjures ancient magic, martial arts masters, supernatural predators in the dark underworld of China. 14 Chinese martial arts, power to deflect attacks, other mystical abilities. And you've got various classes, various types of magic, various immortals, plus weapons, computers, and spy equipment. After the bomb, 5 more supplements after the bomb. You've got Australia. Hey, it's full of mutants. Surprise! Mutants in orbit. Another surprise. Mutants in Avalon. Good old, jolly old Britain. Mutants of the Yucatan. Sounds fun. The Yucatan Peninsula. Adventures in the Yucatan. Next up, we have 4 more ninja issues from the Rifter and some 3 mutant issues to round off of quite the value, $278. $278.99 retail for around $30. Level up, which I recommend you do. Next, we have Colostel. Colostel is a world-sized castle. The entire collection for $14.95. Now, this is an all-new bundle, a solo journey from Nick Angel at Draconia Games. It's about exploring a world-sized castle. It's a vast rooms beyond impossible rooms, floors above and below, extending infinitely in all directions. Mountains, lakes, canyons, rivers, oceans, deserts, caves, and some ancient ruins. But the most dangerous of all, bizarre walking castles, stone giants. Rooks are powerful opponents, but if your character brings one down, you can gain its magical rook stone. With enough experience, may discover or rather invent the secrets of this pre-prosperity. Yeah. This was a successful Kickstarter campaign back in 2021. Design your character, and though many of our offers are hosted on, so many of bundle of holding offers are hosted on DriveThruRPG. These are not. You have to download. You have to be a member and download them here. You cannot get Colossae on DriveThruRPG for now. So everything, one bundle, download here, exclusive. This does happen from time to time. The Colossae collection, $14.95, gets you the core rulebook, including the Roomlander Journal. The Roomlander Journal we'll get to shortly. This is an impossibly sized castle. Every room sees daylight thanks to a huge burning light source in the rafters. Though various threats exist, the biggest one is the rook, and it's the only source of magic in this world. You can look for tech, artifacts to sell, magic crystals. Top of columns, you've got gargoyles, reptilian creatures that swoop from high to pick off unsuspecting travelers. They live up in the rafters. You got various landscapes. This is a solo adventure. Use the deck of playing cards. Discover your adventure. Your game may differ from everyone else's. This is an infinite structure. And you can discover new regions along the way. Now, Roomlander Journal is a digital version of the journal that you can print out. And you've got some, for characters who've won a lot of battles against the rooks, is an upgrade module for dangerous feral rooks and alternative rewards tables. Dungeons. Well, you're living in a dungeon, but you can go down into below the floor and meet an infinite dungeon in an infinite castle. Makes sense. And there's new kinds of rooks, of course. Codonia. It's far to the east. Floating islands, new rooks, new maps, massive territory, whole chunks of floating land. The ceiling rafters are a complex geopattern of red beams and decorative shapes. Stone temples built from the remains of rooks now scattered across the lands, each temple teaching a different discipline. Here you can recover from your travels and enhance your skills and abilities. While staying with the monks, you'll learn to tap into power that existed in you all along. New resource for new battles, new zones, new lore, temples, monks, and new stat spirit. And job packs. Well, you're going to have them. So you got cartographers, inventors, researchers, and apothecary to add to your card decks. And, of course, unique to rooks. Yay, stuff for rooks, of course. Got to pump those rookie numbers up. Those rooks aren't killing enough adventurers. Someone's got to feed the gargoyles. Next up, we have Torchbearer. All right, just going to tap the screen to keep my connection alive and from crashing, and hopefully all is well. Torchbearer, a fantasy role-playing game from Burning Wheel. Rulebook collection, $14.95 to get you started. You're a born to lose vagabond. You are out of options. Cash slips in your hand. Sorry, cash slips from your hand as easy as blood from your wounds. So you're going to have lots of wounds, not a lot of cash. However, there's lost loot out there. But of course, it ain't cheap and it ain't easy. And if you salvage it, however, it's yours to keep. Another successful Kickstarter campaign. Take on the conflict system from the mouse card role-playing game. To prosper, you must fill your bags with loot and treasure. Add to the tension, of course, survival mechanics. So, $14.95 gets you started with the core rulebook, Dungeoneer's Handbook and Scholar's Guide, various optional rules and supplements. However, level up, which I recommend you do, pay above the threshold price of $21.96, and you also get the entire adventure collection with 3 more titles worth $35, including 6 scenario, cartographer's companion, a full-length scenario, and a mini scenario. In the rulebook collection, you get the rulebook Corset. Adventurer is a dirty word. You're not an adventurer by choice. You're a broke boy, and broke boys have to go out and run for a living. I mean, you salvage. You're not born into privilege. If you had been, your older siblings already robbed that fortune and kicked you out. You have no choice. You must explore the ruins, brave terrible monsters, and retrieve forgotten treasures. And by terrible monsters, it's likely other humans as well. So you got to husband your resources: gear, tools, light, food, water. There's a simple inventory mechanic, but bookkeeping is easy, decisions are hard. Most of your resources are precious, and the most precious of all is time. As you delve into haunted places, you have to go with you grow hungry, thirsty, exhausted, and so on. There are elements of the character's damage track. So it's a survival scavenger game. So you start with the core rulebook, and then you got the Lore Master's Manual. This adds optional rules, so you can play various classes and various, of course, with various classes. There's going to be new settlements, new gear, new camps, new travel, and new economy. Because after all, if you have too much gold, the price of gold goes down, and the rich don't like when the price of gold go down. Numbers must go up. Rookie. So, Torchbearer Scavenger Supplement, 6 more classes and additional rules for Torchbearer. Again, new races, new classes, new traits, and new monsters, and a new settlement, Marshtown. Level up, which I recommend you do. And you get the Torchbearer's Cartographer's Compendium. This makes it all worth it. 6 new places to test your mettle, to see what you're made of. Now, these are all adventures which you can put together as a single once-off campaign, or play them all as part of one single campaign. Then you got the Bridge of the Damned. The Bridge of the Damned is an interesting. You have a bridge, and its occupants are damned. There's alleged. It's alleged to be full of ghosts bringing you doom, but there's also thieves and lost treasure, and a gold fiddle that plays music so sweet it could make a stone weep. This can be a campaign set between warring parties, or just make it part of your once-off play. It's up to you. But next we have the Ghost Tower of Elamar Friends, another setting, another mini-adventure. This time it's a cursed lair of a necromancer, and there's mundane and magical items within. However, there is a... Do you dare seek the treasure? And apparently the tower appears and is only there for one night. So you've got to brave the fen, brave the castle, and get out while the getting's good. But Torchbearer is an interesting indeed. This channel is sponsored by you, the viewing audience. Empire of Elves, that's one word, empireofelves.myshopify.com, your one-stop shop for enchanting treasures based on my writing. There's the Emperor and Empress. You got coffee mugs, latte mugs, camping cups, coffee cups, water bottles, travel mugs, and posters. Is the Kushi. Oh. All right, moving on. Mappa Mundi is a non-combat role-playing game from Three Snails Studio. Cold rulebook and the Chronicles for an unbeatable bargain price of $9.95. This is one price, gets you the entire collection. You're the chronicler, one of a team of specially trained explorers, researchers, diplomats, and protectors set out to explore a fantasy world much like our own, except that's a century after ecological catastrophe. Beyond the towns and cities of the settled world is the wilds, now inhabited by gargantuan monsters. The old maps are useless, and you're out there to explore, to map, to solve problems. There's a cold rule book and more. So you have the cold rule book, Chronicler. This is about your wits and spirit. So no combat, apparently, allegedly. Right. So you have Chronicles of the Wild, four adventures. City of Espers, pre-release, an urban fantasy RPG of street level psychics. So this is a separate game. These two are one game. This is a separate game by the same people, an urban fantasy of RPGs level psychics, basically combat of the mind. All right, so this one is another game, Gallows Corner Quick Start, a better world if you fight for it. It's about rebellion in England. In medieval England. Sorry, Keir Starmer, did I make you jump under the table? All right, then. The peasants are revolting, Keir Starmer. I know, aren't they? I can smell them from here. All right. Chivalry and sorcery. And it's Rising Sun setting. This is a 2024 revival of Chivalry and the Rising Sun, the core Chivalry and Sorcery core rulebook, level up, which I recommend you do, and you get the Rising Sun supplements. Chivalry and Sorcery from Britannia Game Designs, along with the 2021 version of Land of Rising campaignings. This is one of the oldest fantasy role-playing games still published. This is authentic feudal Europe with nobles, knights, priests of Christianity, of the Christian persuasion, and other medieval doctrines. Now, this is not dungeon crawls, but a feudal system. So you have bandits to clear, priests to protect, maidens, honor to protect, and other medieval style adventures. However, this is the 2021 campaign supplement for Chivalry and Sorcery, not the vintage standalone edition. So for $14.95, you get 10 titles in the Chivalry collection, worth $78.50. However, level up, which I recommend you do, pay above the threshold price of $25.46, and you get the Rising Sun collection, which has, of course, the Land of the Rising Sun and its supplements. Now, you need the Chivalry collection for this collection. This collection is further supplements. So, the Chivalry collection, pay the minimum price, and you get chivalry and sorcery called rulebooks, goblins, orcs, and trolls, the monstrous maligned beings of the medieval world, and folklore bestiary, or the monsters of medieval Europe. You get a couple of adventures, Castle of Britain, and a Game Master screen. Level up, which I recommend you do, and you get the Land of the Rising Sun adventure in feudal Japan, the Rising Sun folklore, the beasts of, including hundreds of yokai, the best of beasts of feudal Japan, including yokai, and adventure for adventure, 3 adventures to get you started. This alone, it's an amazing pack. Of course, it rivals. Still, Mutants and Ninjas is probably the best, but this comes close. But of course, I recommend you get the following pack as well. Chivalry and Sorcery, New Lands. This opens up Chivalry and Sorcery to new lands. Ta-da! How clever. All right, $12.95 gets you started with new settings. You have Duke's Bedlam, as is adventuring in the world of historical Arthur, the Celts, the Druids of the Iron Age, the Mohon Isles, a prosperous trading post that harbors dark secrets, the fantasy land of Marrakesh, and a new sourcebook with new rules, new skills, and new creatures. Level up, which I recommend you do, and you get the Earldom of Gar campaign, where you're tracking spies and cultists across the frontier. And you're also dealing with the Hillfort of Pagans, a high-level adventure for sword and sorcery that has you visiting the Royal Hunting Lodge and drawn into a world like none you've ever seen. It's an advanced adventure for advanced characters, exploring the ideas of corruption, demons, and otherworldly entities. And attend 6 short scenarios for chivalry and sorcery, either as standalone or part of a greater campaign. An amazing collection, to say the least. Now, all my links are going to be in the description below on YouTube. The description below the video on YouTube and the Rumble. However, you can also find it on soon on Future Fantasy. Future Fantasy, one word. That's my Patreon. So at patreon.com, links in the description and my link tree. You can, of course, join for free. The links are free, but if you'd like to support the channel, you can join for $1 a month. Now, one of the things I was going to bring you was Splattered Ink Games, a successful Kickstarter they have launched some sale products on sale recommended, token binder, and more. Now, what's this about? Well, they have campaigns for 5th edition, Seeds of Decay, a time traveler's guide to dinosaur hunting, and framework RPG. So, yeah. You can subscribe to them for updates. Yes, but Yeah, here we go. They have a they've launched a Kickstarter for yeah. They launched most of their products through Kickstarter. I covered them before, I think, one of them anyway. Oops. Yeah, Never Ending, a 5th edition one-shot, Brave, the Corrupted Clock Tower, 4 maps to explore. Yeah. It has, oh, they're all landed. All right. For some reason, this is the one, pre-order. Right. There you go. That's the one that has it. Never Ending. That's the active one. Right. Moving on. Drive-Through RPG. Most of your purchases will be linked to your Drive-Through RPG account, and you can download at your leisure and get updates and sometimes special offers depending on the publisher. You subscribe to them and they'll send out little updates now and again. Now, Morphidius is a 2D20 system and a publisher of many RPGs. Their Star Trek RPG has taken off. Captain's Log solo role-playing game 2026 edition was a bestseller over the previous week that has passed. A while ago, where no one's gone before, Captain's Log is a standalone rulebook. It's a streamlined version of the award-winning 2D20 system used for Star Trek adventures. This enables you to create your own Star Trek stories with dynamic characters formed from your own imagination. In this game, you have so much of the same content from previous editions, streamlined 2D20 rulebook, life paths, solo gameplay, society, technology, and eras, rules for creating and randomizing your own starships and starbase, playing solo, collaboratively, or with or against a game master play collaboratively with or without a game master. Yeah, implementing and telling your own stories and various random tables. You know what people are going to do, John Luke versus Picard. I know. Warhammer, the old world role-playing game. Warhammer role-playing game from Cubicle 7 has quite the following and is quite the following. This portion of Talagaad sees with tension and suspicion, unlike the rest of the world, right? So its citizens contesting to get ahead, witches and witch hunters, dock gangs and state armies, cults, and this conflict spreads. These conflicts threaten to spread to the streets. So you've got an old world role-playing game, standalone, where you've got assassinations, you've got border disputes, pirates, beastmen attacking a festival, and rival factions, as well as orc and goblins. So quite a little set of adventures for Warhammer. almost funded after 10 days, and just got one more backer as I clicked on. All right, so they've got over 100 backers. Forgotten Odyssey is Sword and Sandals, rules light, art-heavy RPG based on the Trojan War. Yeah. Get the real Greek history, Greek folklore from Greeks, not from Hollywood. All right. This is the Forgotten Odyssey. It's based on Mörk Borg and inspired by Greek mythology. This is a game of D20. Pardon me. It's about the fall of Troy, end of the war, the darkest days are yet to come. And this is about Odysseys, or as the Romans said, Ulysses, who wandered for years on end. He brought ruin to the great south through Troy, unknown to most. He was not alone in his misadventure. Other creatures with grief emerged from the haunt horrors of war, longing for nothing more than a swift return to the lands, but they were denied passage home. For the goddess Eris, sister of Ares, discord and strife, agitated a quarrel that led to Helen's abduction in the war. Felt burn whenever souls meant to perish in battle defied their fate. So, never-ending misery for defying the gods by living. This does sound interesting, though, and has quite the rewards and so general support, $1, digital only. That's all you need, really, but it gives you the main book, the VTT, and the gratitude, yes. But however, you can get hardcover, physical copies, a bundle, yeah. So there is quite, but digital only, $25. Quite the reasonable price. And Mörk Borg is fun. Mörk Borg is fun. Just a reminder, these soon, all the links will be up on Future Fantasy, but they're already in the description below on Facebook and Rumble. Thank you for coming. I really appreciate it. Like, share, subscribe, support the channel on Ko-Fi, Patreon, buy my books, buy my merch. All my links are in the link tree, description below, or you find it in my profile, or scan the QR code on the screen. Thank you. See you in the next video, and bye for now.